All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Mansdem. Please excuse the temporary hiatus. Things got a little hectic in the regular life schedule, so I had to just back away a little bit, you know, and find some time. So got a little time right now, and let's get to it. Once again, this is the Mansdem. I'm your host, Mark Herbert. It's the Herb on Instagram, Mark G. Herbert on Twitter. So yeah, I'll get right back into it. Today is Tuesday, November the 25th. So first off, congrats to Luka Doncic and Spencer Dinwiddie for being named this week's or last week's Players of the Week. As you know, Luka's been on a tear, just triple doubling everybody. Put up 41 and some crazy stats against Houston in a win on Sunday. And Dinwiddie, although you can't really tell what's going on in Brooklyn, had some decent games, dropped a couple 30s, and he's looking pretty good filling in for Kyrie while he was in and out of the lineup. Uh, I'll say real quick, so far, the Melo experiment, um, semi-success, kind of what you expect 4 games in for him. Lillard came back, so I think it's their first game together. So you see what happens when he gets a little space to maneuver, and the guy that's looking for him, he played well last night. I think it was 25, 8, and 4, and he climbed the ranks in on the all-time scoring list. So good for him. Again, I did suggest that he would be a good fit for their lineup as a replacement for Nurkic. And again, if they can kind of compensate for his defensive lapses, he's a good fit there. He's definitely he's still a bucket. You know what I mean? He's still a bucket in the making if you give him the ball. Um, as long as he's willing to give that ball up and not dominate it and continue to keep that offense flowing, he'll work out. They're gonna look for him, so he just got to put the ball in the hoop, man, and that's all anybody wants from him. So this could work out. First few games there, his plus minus was trash, but I'm not sure how I feel about that stat anyway, simply because it's not like it's proof of his man scoring on him. So I don't know how you can make him responsible for points scored when he's not even defending person putting the ball in the hoop. So it's a difficult stat to really sink your teeth into. But first few games, he had a below 20 plus minus. I think he was plus 18 yesterday, but they won. So, I mean, there you have it. Going to the games of the week this week. Just had a great game last night. Raptors hosted the Sixers for the first time since the shot. For those of you who are unaware, semifinals, game 7, Kawhi over Ben Simmons and Embiid for 3 for the win, onto the conference finals, and the rest, of course, is history. Raptors NBA champions. So Philly came into Toronto last night, and the game pretty much went how it should. Philly took an early lead in after one quarter, but I think it was probably about a 3 or a 5 point game. Raptors had a better second quarter, took the lead going to halftime. Sixers took the lead going into the fourth, and it came down to the wire. Siakam hit a tough spinning layup, well, of sorts, shot in the key over Horford and fouled by Embiid, and then they closed it out. So it everything you could have wanted from that game, considering what those two teams went through in last year's playoffs. Rest of the week, kind of soft, but we've got a good game tonight. We have the Clippers going to Dallas, so it'd be nice to see what Dallas can do against back-to-back teams who are expected to be, strong in the West. They play the Clippers, should have that full strength. I believe both Kawhi and PG are playing. So we'll see what they can do. Before I go too far, I do want to talk about those 2 games the Clippers had last week where they played the Celtics and Houston. The Celtics game, Clippers were out of it not so much out of it, but they were down late and stormed back, um, similar to the Houston game. And what I want to say here is, for all the talk with Kawhi and PG, I'm so glad people aren't sleeping on Lou Will anymore. That game, the Boston game especially, was really just a showcase of how bad Lou Will really is. Like, nobody else was getting buckets. Matter of fact, I think if Kawhi would have given up the ball at the end of regulation against Boston, Lou Will probably would have hit the shot to win. My estimation, but he didn't get the ball, and went to OT, and they took it in OT. The Clippers against the Rockets game, again, man, they were down late. Lou Will came back into the game. The squad was full, but it was Lou Will doing the work on the offensive end, man. Kawhi did hit the clinching basket, so to speak, but buddy, it was Lou Will that brought them back. And Tatum, although I don't give him credit for dropping Paul George because Paul George stepped on man's foot and fell, but Tatum has not found a shot that he's afraid of. This shoot right here, he is for real. Like, I'm so glad he's having a bounce back season without Kyrie, and I'm not blaming Kyrie for that, but Kyrie's not there right now, and I'm loving the way this guy's playing. Like, he is not afraid of the moment. He sets up for every big shot. He's already had at least one game winner this year where he shot over RJ Barrett. But Tatum's a bad boy, man. Tatum's a bad boy. So you got to respect that. I think that was to tie the game, and then I believe the next possession down, Kawhi hit the clincher, but whatever. I will say this to people who want to clown mans that do get dropped. Listen, man, I'm gonna enjoy the play, but I'm never gonna clown a man who actually plays defense. So the only way you can get shook, get your ankles broken, so to speak, is to guard a man. So same goes with people who get dunked on. You got to be under the rim challenging a dunker to get dunked on. So I respect those who take that chance and put themselves at risk of a highlight reel. You got to be in that moment to be, to get caught. So respect to people who really try to defend and, put themselves in that situation. Next game, there's the Heat going to Philly. I believe that is Wednesday. That's a good game because again, it's a somewhat of a playoff preview potentially. The Heat are doing a lot better than I expected them to do. So right now, they're a squad to be reckoned with. Philly's probably going to be reeling a little bit after that loss to the Raptors because that one hurt. They were up, I believe it was 5 late in the fourth, and the Raptors went on a 8 to maybe an 11-0 run to close out the game. So that hurts. But yeah, we'll see what Jimmy Buckets and the boys and the Ute Nunn there can go in there and see what they can do. But it's Jimmy's return to Philly, and I'm thinking Philly ain't gonna show him any love. That's what Philly do. It's not like they won anything over there last year. So yeah, I think they're gonna feel like he bailed, and he's gonna hear the boo birds. That's what they do. Other than that, I think Denver and Sacramento can be an interesting game. Again, I did have Sacramento as one of the teams making the playoffs this season, off to a slow start. So I'm not sure what that's going to mean for them, but I think that could be a good game. Denver isn't quite doing what I expected them to do yet. So I think they still got some work to do. That's on Saturday. What else we got? It's like I said, it's kind of a week, guys, in terms of really marquee games. But Kawhi goes back to San Antonio. Hopefully he's playing. That is on Friday. And that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, I just wanted to touch base with y'all. It's been a minute. Hopefully I can hook up with some of the Mansdem this week, chop it up like we normally do. I know you're probably tired of seeing just my face, so I will try to I'll try to give you something else to focus on. Anyway, this has been the Mansdem. It's the Herb. Tune in, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Peace out.